Hey guys, welcome back to my Oko channel. So in today's video, we're going to be learning one of the most popular anime openings ever, Sparkle from the anime Kimi no Na wa. It's also one of my most popular covers, so if you haven't watched it already, make sure you go check it out after this video. Alright, without further ado, let's jump straight into the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that we always have to do before learning a new piece is to look at the key signature and also look at the time signature. In today's case, they're both kind of crazy, so we definitely need to start with those first. So same as the previous tutorial I did on the Naruto opening, this also has 5 sharps and is in B major. Same advice here as well. If you find B major a little crazy to play, just start with the scale. Okay, so now that the key signature is out of the way, let's have a look at the time signature. So the time signature is also a little bit crazy. It's not something you'd usually see. At first glance, it might look really complicated, but it really isn't. Same formula as all the other time signatures you'll ever see. The top number is going to tell you the number of beats in a bar, and the bottom number is going to tell you the value of the beat. So in this case here, the bottom number is 16. 16 means quaver. So each beat is going to be a quaver beat. And then you've got the top number, which is 12. So there are going to be 12 quavers in each bar. Okay, let's have a look at the first phrase. The common mistake here is that it's easy to get these rhythm mixed up with simple time. A tip that I would suggest you do is to make these quavers semi-quavers. That way, if you play them as semi-quavers, you'll definitely be playing the right rhythm. Also the same thing in the next phrase. Essentially what you're doing when you change them into semiquavers is you're subdividing. So that will make sure that you're on time and that the rhythm is accurate. The best thing about this song is that you literally just have to learn 2 phrases and then you can play everything. So the next page basically is the same thing. Now that we've got rhythm out of the way, we can bring our attention to phrasing. So phrasing is going to be quite important in this song because it's quite repetitive and there are a lot of the same notes. If you're not careful, it's really easy to make it sound boring. So to avoid that, what you want to do is to pick out the important notes of each phrase. Remember that phrases need to be a perfect arch. So you've got the start, you go up, and then you go down. That would be something really important that you need to keep in mind when you're playing the phrases here. So take the first phrase for example. So we want to pick out the important notes for the first phrase here. The most important note in this phrase is going to be the D sharp. Rather than playing it flat, you want to bring that D sharp out a bit more and make it more obvious. The last tip is you can add just a slight crescendo and decrescendo in the phrase to help you create that perfect arch. And make sure you add a little bit of vibrato onto that last note because it is a long note and you don't want it to sound like a dead fish. Same with the second phrase now. We also want to bring out the D sharp here and the first D sharp in the next bar. Make sure all the other notes are going to be softer than those two. And yeah, so everything's pretty much the same. The phrasing style is the same, the articulation's the same, the rhythm is the same. It's the same all the way until this middle section here. Here's also really easy to lose your phrase and break it off. Same thing here, we need to pick out the most important notes. So we've got the F sharp there and the B on the first beat of the next bar. So you need to keep your air flowing and your phrase moving forward in between each of those notes. The next 2 bars make a complete phrase altogether, and the key here is to not break off the phrase on the last D sharp here. It leads straight on into the next D sharp in the next bar, so that's really important. If it helps, you can think of it as a small crescendo into the next bar to keep your air going. Next bit, we've got some ties again, and remember what I said about ties? If you see ties and you're like, oh my god, what the hell's happening? Then take them off. The last little section here can be maybe a little bit confusing with the rhythm because it's different from the beginning. Break it down and figure out where each quaver beat is and do slow practice to the metronome first. the end. The last tip I want to share with you is something I also mention all the time in my other tutorials as well, and that is long notes. So the long notes in this section you'll see are the crotchet beats here. These crotchet beats are really important because if you don't keep your air flowing through these notes, your phrases will become really short and it's going to sound dead. I would circle all the crotchet beats here so you can keep that in mind. Practice these crotchet beats by itself as a long note. Make sure that the tone quality is great and add a little bit of vibrato in as well. So that's everything I want to share with you today in this tutorial. If you enjoyed that, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. I offer more detailed teaching on my Patreon as well, so make sure you go check that out down below. Until next time, stay awkward. Bye guys!